And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving into a story that shook the nation. A young man whose life and actions took a dark turn. Who was Thomas Matthew Crooks? How did his early struggles and societal pressures lead him to a moment that changed history forever? Join me as we unravel the background, events, and unanswered questions surrounding this controversial figure. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe as we explore the complex and compelling narratives that shape our world. Thomas Matthew Crooks was born on September 20th, 2003, and grew up in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, a suburban community located about 8 miles south of Pittsburgh. Bethel Park is known for its blend of residential and commercial areas, offering a mix of housing, shopping, and recreational opportunities. The area is home to an award-winning school district, which likely played a role in shaping Crooks' academic journey. The community provides a family-friendly environment with parks, community events, and a focus on education, making it a nurturing place for many young residents. His parents, Matthew Brian Crooks and Mary Elizabeth Crooks, were both licensed professional counselors in Pennsylvania. They had been actively practicing since 2002, with their licenses remaining valid until at least 2025. Their professional background suggests they were well-versed in mental health and personal development, which likely influenced their parenting approach. Thomas Matthew Crooks had an older sister named Catherine Lynn Crooks, often referred to as Katie. She was described by neighbors as a hard-working and friendly individual. Katie juggled 2 jobs, working as a janitor at a local high school and as a server at a restaurant. She lived in an apartment in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, and her brother Thomas reportedly helped her move in a few years before the tragic events unfolded. Katie was known for her determination and positive attitude, with neighbors speaking highly of her character. During his school years, Crooks was recognized for his intelligence and academic achievements, even earning a $500 award from the National Math and Science Initiative. However, he also faced bullying, which may have shaped his experiences and outlook. Accounts of Thomas Matthew Crooks' experiences with bullying vary. Some classmates described him as a loner who faced occasional teasing, particularly for his quiet demeanor and preference for video games over socializing. However, the Bethel Park School District has denied claims that he was relentlessly bullied, stating that there were no records of disciplinary incidents or reports of bullying involving Crooks. He was also a member of the National Technical Honor Society, which highlights his dedication to academics. However, his school years were not without challenges. There are conflicting accounts about his attempt to join the high school rifle club. Some sources claim he was rejected due to poor performance, while the school district denies having any record of his involvement. Additionally, there were allegations of threatening behavior during his high school years. One notable incident involved anonymous threats posted on the school's computer system. These messages warned students not to come to school the next day and implied that bombs had been placed in the cafeteria. While these threats caused alarm among students, leading many to stay home, the school administration reportedly dismissed the incident at the time. This would be revisited by the FBI later on. Following his graduation from Bethel Park High School in 2022, Thomas Matthew Crooks pursued an associate degree in engineering science at the Community College of Allegheny County. He graduated with this degree just 2 months before the tragic events of July 2024. During his time at college, Crooks was described as a quiet and solitary individual with limited social interactions. He focused primarily on his studies and showed a strong aptitude for technical subjects. Crooks had been accepted into both the University of Pittsburgh and Robert Morris University, indicating his academic potential and ambition. Dark path. In the 2 months leading up to the assassination attempt, Thomas Matthew Crooks displayed behaviors that raised questions about his mental state and intentions. He frequently visited a local gun range, practicing with firearms, and made purchases such as ammunition and equipment like a ladder, which he later used during the attack. Thomas Matthew Crooks' search history revealed some chilling details. According to reports, he searched for information about Donald Trump, President Biden, the Democratic National Convention, FBI Director Christopher Wray, Attorney General Merrick Garland, and even a member of the British royal family. These searches suggest an interest in high-profile figures, though investigators found no clear political or ideological motive. He also searched for major depressive disorder, which hints at possible struggles with mental health. Additionally, Crooks had looked up the arrest photo and guilty verdicts of Ethan Crumbley, a school shooter, which raised questions about his mindset. Despite these findings, the FBI has not identified any co-conspirators or connections to organizations. The day before the shooting, Thomas Matthew Crooks went to a local shooting club and practiced on the rifle range. The 20-year-old purchased ammunition shortly before the incident, both online and in person, according to law enforcement. He asked his employer, a nursing home where he worked as a dietary aide, to take the day off on the day of the shooting, but said he would be back as soon as the next day. Thomas Matthew Crooks went to the site of the rally at 11 a.m. the day of the shooting, spent 1 hour there, and then went home, according to the FBI. At 1:30 p.m., Crooks took a rifle from his home and told parents he was going to the shooting range. Because Crooks' father had previously let him use the gun for target shooting, he was not suspicious that his son was planning anything of concern. He also stopped at a Home Depot to buy a 5-foot ladder, though it was not found at the scene and is not believed to have been used to access the roof. He then drove to the Trump rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, parking about 1/3 of a mile away at a gas station. Crooks arrived back at the rally site at 3:45 p.m. He then began flying a drone about 200 yards from the rally site. At 4 p.m., he drove throughout the area in the vicinity of the shooting. Shortly after 5 p.m., a local SWAT officer identified Crooks as a suspicious person and took a photo of him. Witnesses identified him as well as being suspicious. Just after 5:30 p.m., that same SWAT officer observed Crooks using a rangefinder and reading news on his phone. Approximately 25 minutes before the shooter opened fire, which would have been at about 5:46 p.m. The U.S. Secret Service command post was notified about a suspicious person, according to FBI Deputy Director Paul Labate. 5:56, Crooks was seen walking in the vicinity of the AGR building. Trump took the event stage at Butler Farms in Pennsylvania just after 6 p.m. local time as supporters cheered for the former president. Officials said all rally attendees went through a Secret Service screening checkpoint before being admitted to the event. Trump walked to the podium and began speaking to the audience. Between 6:02 and 6:08 p.m., officers lost sight of Crooks, according to FBI Deputy Director Paul Labate. They continued communicating with each other and attempting to locate the suspect, he said. He then made his way to a nearby building, climbing up air conditioner units until he was able to get on the roof of an adjacent building, according to sources. From there, he moved onto a taller building next to it. Just before Crooks opened fire, rallygoers spotted him on the roof and tried to alert the Secret Service. At 6:11 p.m., a local police officer was boosted up to the roof and encountered Crooks, who pointed a rifle at him. The officer immediately dropped off the roof, and the shooting began about 25 to 30 seconds later. Trump was 8 minutes into his speech when the shooting began, according to officials. By the loud popping sounds of shots being fired and a rally attendee yelling, "He's got a gun! He's on the roof! He's got a gun!" The attendee can be heard saying in video footage from the event. As shots rang out and the event erupted into panic, Trump was seen clutching his right ear and ducking behind the podium. 3 Secret Service agents swarmed to cover Trump, yelling, "Get down!" as multiple additional rounds of gunshots were fired. Blood was seen smeared across the former president's face and onto his hand in images captured at the event. The shooter fired as many as 8 rounds from an AR-style rifle while perched on a rooftop adjacent to the venue and was 200 to 300 yards away at the time of the shooting. Another round of shots was fired as snipers in Trump's Secret Service detail killed the suspected shooter. One spectator who was sitting behind the former president during the rally was killed, and 2 others were critically injured, according to officials. Secret Service agents swiftly escorted Trump off the rally stage and into a waiting vehicle. There appeared to be blood on Trump's right ear as he was being taken off stage, and he could be seen mouthing "fight" and pumping his fist. Many rally attendees were seen trying to find cover, while others remained in their seats chanting "USA" as Trump was escorted off the stage. Trump's black SUV departs Butler Farms and takes him to the nearest hospital, Butler Memorial Hospital, approximately 11 miles away. Trump's Secret Service detail issued a statement saying he was safe after the incident. "Trump is fine and is being checked out at a local medical facility," the statement continued. President Biden said in a statement that he was being briefed about the shooting. "Jill and I are grateful to the Secret Service for getting him to safety. There's no place for this kind of violence in America. We must unite as one nation to condemn it," he said. "I'm grateful to hear that he's safe and doing well. I'm praying for him and his family and for all those who were at the rally as we await further information," the president added. Later in the evening, during a televised news conference, Biden reiterated his early statement and added, "The idea that there's political violence or violence in America like this is just unheard of. It's just not appropriate." Biden said he was trying to get a hold of Trump on the phone and wanted to talk to him. "There is no place in America for this violence. It's sick," he said. Trump left the Butler, Pennsylvania area just after 11 p.m., according to Governor Josh Shapiro. Under the protection of U.S. Secret Service and with the assistance of the Pennsylvania State Police, former President Trump has now left the Butler area, Shapiro said. "Lori and I are thankful that his team reports that he is fine, and we continue to wish him a full and speedy recovery." Trump's plane took off from Pittsburgh to Newark Liberty International Airport in New Jersey. Sunday, July 14th, 1:34 a.m. FBI identifies suspected shooter. The FBI identified the suspected gunman as Thomas Matthew Crooks, 20, of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, early Sunday morning. In the afternoon of that day, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro identified the victim who was shot and killed as Corey Comparatore, 50, of Sarver, Pennsylvania. Shapiro said, "Comparatore died, a hero protecting his family." Shapiro has ordered flags to be flown at half-staff in honor of Comparatore, a firefighter who leaves behind a wife and 2 daughters. The 2 other men injured in Saturday's shooting were upgraded from critical condition to stable condition, according to the Pennsylvania State Police. police identified 57-year-old David Dutch of New Kensington, Pennsylvania, and 74-year-old James Copenhaver of Moon Township, Pennsylvania, as the injured shooting victims.
We are hearing from the man who took the now viral video of the suspected shooter sharing his experience as the chaos unfolded on Saturday night. Fox 25's Keith Daniels takes us through his perspective.
Well, the man who captured images of that suspected gunman on the roof that day says he believes law enforcement could have done more to stop that deadly shooting. His thoughts as he describes to me what he saw that day. There are images that won't soon be forgotten. Suspected killer, 20-year-old Thomas Crooks, on the roof of a building, taking aim.
When I seen him holding the gun like he was taking aim, I thought, oh my God, this guy's about to shoot into the crowd or something. So I turned my phone on.
Mike DeFriscia said he started recording on his cell phone. The still photo grabbed from that video.
Yeah, we had just got there a little bit late.
He and his wife Amber live in Crawford County, Pennsylvania. They were at the Trump rally in Butler Saturday. They arrived late, so they sat outside of the secured area near the building where Crooks waited.
We were there maybe 10 minutes waiting for Mr. Trump to come on. And then after he came on and started to speak, my wife shortly after he started nudged me and said, hey, what's going on behind us? And that's when we noticed some commotion.
Now, where's that? Oh my God! DeFriscia said he noticed Crooks climbing the roof, then noticed he had a gun. They tried alerting police, then took cover.
I kind of felt I could see the guy with my eyes. I knew where he was at. I got me and my wife behind a big tree, and I felt that we were safe.
Then you see the gun, you're like, oh my God, we have to hide. But there's nowhere to hide. There was a couple trees to hide behind. So you didn't know whether to hit the deck or run or just stand still. It's very chaotic in them split seconds.
If you want to really see something that's
chaos after gunfire. A bullet grazed the former president's ear, Mr. Trump narrowly escaping a more serious, possibly even fatal blow. But one man in the crowd is killed, 2 others wounded. Secret Service snipers take down Crooks, killing him.
It was devastating to us. I mean, to know that we watched a guy shoot somebody, and also even the shooter. I mean, we watched him get shot right in front of us. I mean, we seen it. We seen the aftermath.
The couple believing something more could have been done to prevent the tragic shooting, talking now about who, besides the shooter, should be held accountable.
People are trying to say the local cops and this and that might not have done their job. And in my opinion, and I haven't put this out anywhere else besides now that it's been a couple days, we're processing some of this. You know, it's Secret Service's job to keep terror of the president.
Well, after what happened, Mrs. DeFriscia says she doesn't believe that she will be going to any more rallies, but her husband says he will, believing what happened was an isolated event. Reporting tonight, Keith Daniels, Fox 45 News.
Get hit. It looked like he got grazed in the right ear with a bullet. I kind of saw that go on, and then I looked down. I saw that the man, had died in the bleachers.
President Trump posting this message on social media, Truth Social, in the last hour, where he thanked law enforcement for their quick response. And then he went on to describe his experience, where he says he was shot and then that the bullet pierced his ear.
An ex want to take you to Senator Thom Tillis's statement. He said it was a heinous assassination attempt. Thank God President Trump is safe. Violence in our political system can never be tolerated. Also, Senator Ted Budd posted on X, the hysterical and incendiary rhetoric directed at President Trump is fueling this un-American political violence. It must stop. Of course,
the public reaction. Thomas Matthew Crooks' assassination attempt was intense and multifaceted. Many expressed shock and outrage over the incident, particularly given the high-profile target and the tragic loss of life. The attack sparked debates about security measures at political rallies, with some criticizing the Secret Service for failing to prevent the shooter from reaching the rooftop. Social media was flooded with discussions, ranging from expressions of sympathy for the victims to heated political arguments. Images of Donald Trump with blood on his face, taken moments after the attack, went viral and became a symbol of resilience for his supporters. Meanwhile, critics questioned the broader societal factors that might have contributed to Crooks' actions. The incident also led to calls for increased scrutiny of individuals exhibiting warning signs, as well as discussions about mental health and gun control policies. The assassination attempt involving Thomas Matthew Crooks sparked a wave of conspiracy theories online. Some claimed the event was staged, suggesting that Donald Trump faked his injury for political gain. Others speculated that Crooks was part of a larger plot, despite the FBI's conclusion that he acted alone.
Did Crooks fire 8 shots?
We have recovered 8 cartridges on the roof.
Why was Crooks allowed to get off 8 shots?
Well, that, I think, is something we're still digging into. Accomplices.
At this point, have you developed any evidence to so suggest that there are any accomplices or cooperators or assisters?
Not at this time, but again, the investigation's ongoing.
So here's the thing.
So we have recovered a drone that the shooter appears to have used. It's being exploited and analyzed by the FBI lab. The drone was recovered in his vehicle. So at the time of the shooting, the drone was in his vehicle with the controller. In addition, our investigation has uncovered.
Do you know what time of day he flew it, and if he flew it on the day of the shot?
Yeah,
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So in addition, it appears that around 3:50 p.m., 4 o'clock in that window, on the day of the shooting, that the shooter was flying the drone around the area
2 hours.
For about 11 minutes. I want to be clear, but when I say the area, not over the.
The legal battle involved over-record reports. America First Legal, alongside counsel Wally Zimmelong, waged a months-long legal battle to obtain Crooks' student records under Pennsylvania's right-to-know law, RTKL. AFL's determination to shed light on Crooks' past underscores the organization's commitment to transparency, even in the face of resistance. On November 19, 2024, the Pennsylvania Office of Open Records issued a final determination compelling CCAC to release the records. This legal victory has paved the way for a deeper understanding of Crooks' background. Crooks scored an impressive 1390 on the SAT in March 2021 and a staggering 1530 on the SAT in March 2022. The perfect score for the SAT is 1600. Crooks' score of 1,530 is extremely high and places him in the 99th percentile, meaning he outperformed 99% of test takers nationwide. The autopsy records for alleged Trump shooter Thomas Crooks followed a rough 2-month legal battle. The 14-page autopsy report from Allegheny County Chief Medical Examiner Ariel Goldschmidt states that the autopsy was conducted at 9:15 a.m. on July 14th, the day after the shooting. Local reports stated that Crooks' body was left on the rooftop of the AGR building until 6 a.m. on July 14th. The report states that another autopsy technician, Lauren Caron, collected gunshot residue test samples from Crooks' hands. By the time Crooks' body was examined by Goldschmidt, rigor mortis had set in. According to the report, Crooks died of a gunshot wound to the head. The report does reveal previously unpublicized information that Crooks suffered 5 gunshot wounds that officers fired at Crooks.
I think I did, yeah. He's like got his glasses on and he's
So we had the picture of that.
I got that.
Okay, and then this is his bike with the stuff. And our sniper seen him walking away from that, I believe. Okay. But he would be right inside that window. He's the one that physically seen this, sent the pictures, and called it out.
Okay, so, and we have somebody detained, correct?
That I don't know.
People detained on this side. Right. Our guy that was just up here told me that there's a guy detained who's the owner of the bike. And I said, no, I think that's the owner of the bike.
Yeah, basically, when I got
we've been up here, so we wouldn't know that information.
We just hauled ass. We got over here.
Got it.
We hopped up over.
Yeah, that's no problem. Is that all your stuff? Yeah. Yeah, so someone came up looking to treat him and this
Yes.
Okay.
Copy. Gas is off to the building, just so you know.
Thank you. Yeah, they do. I talked to the guy. Those people detained were filming. Maybe they were involved. Maybe they weren't.
Other than that, I haven't heard anybody.
Well, I think it's. The guys that saw them filming were like, oh, they were filming us, and then filming the guy up on the roof, and then filming us, and then when shots started firing, they like tried to run away. It was like, isn't that what everybody would do that has a phone? I'm not saying they weren't involved, but you know what I mean? Like that.
It's up in the air right now, right?
Right. So I got no problem detaining them. But again, I'm just trying to detain those guys, find out what they know, who they are, whatever. I'm trying to get clear information to relay back to DC. We have one shooter deceased. I think we have 3 victims in the crowd. Is that, did you guys hear that too?
That I'm not sure.
So I heard 1 deceased, 2 life flighted.
I know 2 helicopters are taken off.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know how many victims. 3 are deceased.
We have access to a drone. Where this water tower?
Any LE?
I will try to confirm.
In the van. Did he survive? Copy.
The aftermath. Body cam footage released by Senator Chuck Grassley revealed the chaotic scene on the rooftop where Crooks was shot and killed. The video showed law enforcement officers gathering evidence, including an AR-15 style rifle and a cell phone transmitter. Grassley called for transparency and accountability, emphasizing the need for detailed answers about the security failures. Thomas Matthew Crooks' assassination attempt was marked by intense scrutiny and widespread public reaction. The incident led to debates about security protocols at political rallies, with many questioning how Crooks was able to access the rooftop and carry out the attack. The Secret Service faced criticism for the security lapse, prompting the resignation of its director, Kimberly Cheadle. And that's the story of Thomas Matthew Crooks, a tale of isolation, planning, and tragedy that left a lasting impact on society. What can we learn from this? How do we address the warning signs before they escalate? Why did Secret Service fail to act quicker? Did Crooks work alone? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that shape our world. Until next time, take care and stay curious.